Hello, Aaron from Triple Painting. Here we are in Ann Arbor. We're going to strip this wallpaper down in this hallway. Homer wants to get that off, get the walls painted, and paint the ceiling. We got wallpaper on the ceiling, which is not very common. I haven't seen that a whole lot in all the time I've been doing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to wet the walls down with a product we call Permeator. It's designed to get through the wallpaper and loosen up the glue. That's a local product we get here in Michigan. So wherever you're at, you might find what's called Diff made by Zinsser. That's another wallpaper remover. So we're going to soak it down, get the paper off. If for some reason it decides it doesn't want to work with just the water, we've got a product here with this Paper Tiger that will score the surface and help the water to penetrate. I don't think we need to do that with this paper. So we're just going to get this off, get it cleaned, and get it ready for paint. So let's get to it. Okay, so I've soaked down the wallpaper in part of the room first here with one spray. You can see it's starting to dry down a little bit, so I'm going to soak this again. We're probably looking to soak it at least 2-3 times, maybe 4, before we start to see any real results. All wallpaper is different. Some may come off faster, some might take a little longer. You can see we tried to peel off a little here, and it's starting to come off, but we need to get the permeator soaked through just a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and start soaking this down again. So I'll get to it. Okay, so we got all our wallpaper down. This one fought us every step of the way. That's what you get with wallpaper. Sometimes it peels off in big sheets, and other times you're fighting and it's tearing and comes off in little bits. So our next step is going to be to wash the walls to get the glue off and any of the little bits of paper that remained from when it tore. So what we're going to use for that is just your plain old scouring pad here and some hot water. Keep a 5-1 handy for some of the paper if it tries to, doesn't want to come off like it's been. So we get stuff like this here where all these little tiny bits of paper, we'll get that off. We got some paint that peeled here. We'll get this scraped down and sealed up and repaired. So we're going to get into getting the walls washed, and we'll check back with you in a bit. Okay, so we've got the walls washed down. We got all the glue and wallpaper paste and little bits of paper off. We're going to let these dry overnight because we put a ton of moisture into these, and we want to let that kind of air out and dry out before we go on to the next step, which we're going to put a sealer on to help seal up any damage in the wallpaper. We got some damage down here. So spots like this, if we just try to repair this, it'll create even more nightmares. So we're going to put a sealer on that before we go and start doing any skim coating. So that'll be our next step tomorrow. Okay, so we're back. We've let these walls dry overnight because we washed them yesterday afternoon. So now they're dry. So now we're going to go ahead and seal this up with a sealer so that any of these areas like here where we got exposed old patches, there's areas where the paper's torn. We're going to seal all that up so that we can skim coat over it without having any other issues where it might bubble up or peel off. And what we're going to use is, this is Guards. It's a surface sealer. It goes in and bonds all that, goes on kind of milky, dries clear, and it'll allow us to patch and paint over all that stuff without having any further problems. So yeah, this is what we're going to use, and we're going to get into it here. Okay, so we've got our wall sealed up. We've gone ahead and done the patching. That's dry now. So now we're going to go ahead and sand this stuff and get it ready so we can get some paint on here. So a couple things I use that I keep on me for sanding. Got a sanding sponge and some sandpaper. This is just some 150 grit. Lots of different things you can use to sand some patches. This is just what I prefer. So I got a patch here. A lot of these are pretty thin. The damage is fairly minimal. So I'm going to sand this down. You just want to knock all these edges down, making there's no ridges or anything, and then it's smooth to the touch. So I'm just going to run my hand over it, make sure it's nice and smooth and there's no humps or bumps in it. And that one's good, and I'll move on to the next. Okay, so patches are all sanded. So now we're ready for paint. So we stripped all the wallpaper off this hallway. Fought us every step of the way. It took a little longer than we thought. We got it sealed up, and then we got the patches on. Now those are sanded. Now we're on to the easy part, which is the paint, which is awesome. So thanks for watching our little video on wallpaper here. Hit that like and subscribe if you liked the video you watched, and you can check us out on some of our other stuff on Facebook and Instagram.